Hey, welcome to this episode of Mark Menendez Bass TV. I'm gonna throw one of my favorites. Well, it's one of my least favorites because I lose a lot of fish on it. But we're gonna talk about how to catch more fish on a buzzbait and with this new skipping buzzbait from Strike King. Several options to help you catch them. Stay tuned for Mark Menendez Bass TV.
Welcome back to another season of MMBassTV, and this one's going to start off with a buzz. It's early fall with overcast skies, and that has Mark thinking one thing: buzzbaits. He's got a brand new Strike King skipping buzz he's been dying to try out, and what better time to do it than right now? Let's join Mark in his Skeeter boat in hopes of some dynamic topwater action.
That's so good sounding buzzbait. Plop, 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 plop. Got a little squeak to it. Buzzbaits come in many forms, many shapes, head knockers, squeakers, bubblers. Some folks like it when they leave a bubble trail, some folks like it squeaking, some folks like it different ways. But the latest trend in buzzbaits has been putting a soft plastic frog on here instead of like a skirted buzzbait. Old soft plastic frog, it's a different look. It allows that buzzbait to ride high in the water, and it's a total different look from like the old tour grade buzzbait that I've used for so many years. That skirt's a little different, it's a little smaller profile. You got a bigger target here, and you get better hookups. So, kind of neat using that old frog. But a buzzbait is a bait that will catch a big one. For whatever reason, you tend to catch big fish with a buzzbait, and that's what we're after today. See if we can catch some of those old big fish. On an overcast day in front of Hurricane Ida. She's a little further south than we are right now, and these are the first clouds. So this is the first day of overcast we've had in a week or so. So these fish should be up and moving shallow today. One of the things, this is probably my weakest link as a professional angler. I tend to take a buzzbait away from fish. I just get so excited. So I'll do a few things in order not to let that happen. I'll make my cast. I'll get that buzzbait started. I'll keep my rod tip way high so it's out of position, so I have to drop it to set the hook, giving that fish a second to eat the bait. The other thing I do is I just don't watch. I just listen. I don't pay attention to the buzzbait, and that allows that fish to get it, and then my reactions take over a second or so later to allow me to catch that fish. So you'll probably see me jumping up and down, skipping and hopping and complaining because I missed one or two, but this is something that I need to work on more. Caught thousands of fish on a buzzbait and some darn big ones, but I tend to miss a lot of fish with a buzzbait. You'll probably see me add a Gamakatsu trailer hook on here in a minute just so that that doesn't happen. You can see that bait throws really well. Throw it a long way. Now, first thing we're gonna do, I can unwrap it around my cameraman. We are going to put a trailer hook on. I said I needed to. That one just came up there, but he pulled the toad down. Come on. That fish pulled it down. That is what is so exciting about this. You can see them. We're getting ready to sit down here and tie us put us a trailer hook on the back of this toad just because. I'm gonna add a Gamakatsu trailer hook to it. It's got a pre-made holder on there. All you have to do is slide it over the main hook and pull it through, and then that gives me an extra hook back there around those tails for those fish that are coming up behind it. Maybe that won't happen again. Just ups my percentage with this buzzbait.
Mark has gotten a few bites, but some of the bass haven't committed to the buzzbait. He's had a few nice strikes, but no hookups. Mark digs into his Skeeter tackle compartment and puts on a trusty Gamakatsu trailer hook. This should help Mark land some of those strikes where the bass seem to just be grabbing at the bait.
But you can't catch up to them. One behind it, little one. That one got it. Was that pretty? Or there's another fish busted right over there. That's a good fish right there. Oh, look at that old big fish. He got him some toad all in his mouth. Uh-huh. He's wearing old toad. Come here. Come here. That was a pretty bite. Pretty bite. Mm-hmm. Old buzzing, skipping buzz right there. He got the main hook. That was a good bite right there. Top water, summertime, you cannot beat that. Nice fish. We're gonna catch some more of those. 1, 2, 3, get out of here. That's a good thing. See, that fish was dead on. That fish hit the whole bait of the bait of the toad. He didn't come up here and nip this back in. But this back end, when they just come up and nip that back in, that's what that trailer hook's for. Whew. That was a good bite. When they get that whole thing, you don't miss them that way. Another one right there. That one drilled it. Where's he going? He's coming 900 miles an hour at the boat. Ah, he's got the whole toad in his mouth too. Oh, white dog right there on the top of his nose. Uh-huh. Look at that. How about that for back-to-back throws? But he was honed in on it perfectly. You catch those kind that hit it like that, you'll catch most all of those. Another good bass. Look how white this fish is, being up there shallow. They know this big storm is coming. They're moving shallow to crush everything they can. That's why we picked a buzzbait for today. That's a toad crusher right there. Don't you jump. The sound this buzzbait makes is a good compromise. It's got a good plop to it. It's got kind of a quiet little whistle to it. And the thing that's unique about it is we added some support to it right here, that little support bar, so that when you try to skip this bait, the buzzbait doesn't open up. Now, if you're not skipping it like we aren't right now, the good thing is this is going to increase the life of this bait because you're not going to weaken that metal right here in the R bend from having that thing bend every time you catch a fish. But when you try to skip the thing, you can skip it just like that. Under cover and around cover. And it's really cool how that bait is balanced. There's one. He snuck up there and got it. Just a little fish. This little guy, I bet he's got trailer hook. I bet he got a little trailer hook action on him. You know? Come up here. Whoa, hold it there, Junior. Hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it. Little guy just reached up there and got it. Sorry about the little rough landing there, buddy, but you didn't eat the whole thing good enough to get hooked good. It's happening good this morning. They are on this bait.
any violations.
Negative, Ghost Rider. We don't play that game.
The new Skipping Buzz from Strike King is produced. Nothing like testing a new product and seeing success. But it was Mark's adjustment by adding the trailer hook that helped convert bites into successful hookups. Mark continues to parallel a riprap bank, king on bass that are still up shallow for the early morning feed.
This is just perfect coming around this point. Got that little bit of chop right there. Beautiful. Hear that bait chirping a little bit. Fish just moved right back there to the right of where I threw. Right on the bank. Right through there. Little guy. See, even still I missed him. Was anticipating the bite, still missed him. That was pretty. He's not big, but that was pretty. All right, this is the reason why I put the trailer hook on there, right here. Look there. See where he came up and nipped behind it? That dude right there is fish insurance. That makes sure that I catch those fish. This could be been a real important little tournament fish. Get me my limit, get a couple extra points, angler of the year points, classic points, the whole 9 yards. That's an important little fish, and that trailer hook is an important lesson. I'd say on a spinnerbait, on a thunder cricket, and on a buzzbait, I'd say I fish this with a trailer hook on it 95% of the time. Now, does it get me hung up sometimes? Yes, that extra hook will get me hung up, but it lands so many extra fish that I never would have landed without it. Major, major importance to have that trailer hook on there. Is that not a pretty sound? Blah, 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 blah. That one kind of handcuffed me. Just snuck up behind it and handcuffed me. But he ate the whole toad. He got the whole thing. Get up here, Junior. Got it. Wasn't about half paying attention, and he got toad. He's got everything. We got a mess down here in the bottom of the boat. He got trailer hook. He got toad. That fish didn't, but he just had me about half handcuffed. Come on out of there. There we go. Now then, that's how I like to catch them. Just to come up and get the darn thing. Just come get it. Gonna jump, gonna jump, gonna jump. I always get tickled when they do that, every time. Never gets old. Old Skipping buzzbait. That was a good bite. That one bit it like a great big one to bite it. Just come up there. That was a good bite. Oh, that one jumped on it. That was pretty. He is upset with me at this point. He got toad, he got everything. He can't even move. I've got him pinned so good. There we go. There we go. Uh-oh. There we go. Trailer hook fish right there. Wasn't even hooked. That's the importance of that trailer hook. That one little point held that fish so I could get him in. Cool deal. Cool, cool, cool. But good bite. Good bite. Well, my frog got obliterated. Caught so many on it this morning. So we're experimenting a little bit. Got a rage swimmer on here. Change that profile a little bit. We'll see how that works. And then I'm going to put an old bait on here in just a second that I've had good success with, the Buzzbait. Putting it on the old tour grade Buzzbait. We're going to put that on here in just a second. Give it a whirl, give it an honest try. I love a Z2 on the back of the Buzzbait. Real subtle, real clean, looks like a bait fish going through the water. Done that for years. I talked about it, I've done it for years. Eased up there and got it, didn't he? I like that rage swimmer. He's got it. That smaller profile gives him something better to aim at. He's got it real good. Come up here, biggie. Come up here, big guy. There we go. Again, the importance of the trailer hook. This fish is not even hooked inside the mouth. This fish just came up and slapped at it. See right there? That's on the outside of the mouth. Legal fish because it wasn't a sight fishing fish in a tournament, but that's what the importance of that trailer hook is. I have caught thousands of them like that. Nice little old bass. Just tried to sneak up behind it. Trailer hook interrupted his morning, didn't it? He said, I'll tell you about it. I'll show you. Good bite.
The bite is turned on for Mark. He seems to be dialed in, paralleling riprap banks and keeping his foot on the Motorguide, covering water quickly. Mark has made a subtle change though. He swapped the toad for a rage swimmer. This gives the bass something different to key in on. And hey, why not experiment when they're all biting so good?
You know, my equipment is really important to me. Like I said before, this is not one of my strongest suits of bass fishing, throwing a buzzbait. Well, I've got to have some equipment that helps me. And the rod I choose to throw this buzzbait on is a 7'3" football jig rod. It's my utilitarian rod. I throw a Thunder Cricket on it. I throw a spinnerbait on it a lot. It's in the custom speed stick series. And it's got a lot of tip to it. It also has a lot of bend through here, so it's got more of a parabolic action. Once that fish gets hooked, the rod bends into a deep sea, I'll wind him in. The Pro TI reel is a 7.5 to 1 gear ratio that allows me the ability to fish it fast if I want to, or I can really slow it down and gather up that line at a slower pace. It also throws a long way, this combination, this rod and reel does. Got it matched with 17-pound, a Braze X from Seaguar on it, great throwing line, great strong line, but the ability to throw, a little bit of tip in the rod that allows me some accuracy, and then the fact that the rod bends parabolically helps me land a lot of fish. You got the wrong setup, the wrong action rod, you will miss and lose fish constantly with a buzzbait. Oh, did that one sneak up behind it? He's not a giant, but the way he bit that one, he'll end up being a giant one of these days. I got him latched. That's a latchkey kid right there. That's a latchkey kid. That was a cool bite. He just came right up behind and said, choop, got it. Nice little bass. Had a big one roll on it just a second ago. All right, I'm throwing this on fluorocarbon. Why fluorocarbon versus monofilament? Fluorocarbon has a tendency to sink. Yes, it does. But with a buzzbait, I basically have direct contact and the line's not in the water. So the line's kind of a non-factor as far as the flotation of the bait. But as water cools and gets colder, this fluorocarbon line, I can take my rod tip, take it down a little bit, get that fluorocarbon line in the water, and look how much slower that buzzbait's going now. I can just barely keep that thing plop, 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 plop. In that 49 to 55 degree water, I can still catch fish on a buzzbait due to my line, due to the fluorocarbon line. The other thing about fluorocarbon line, shock resistance. A lot of these bites are very hard bites. They come up, they stun it, they startle me. I set the hook, and I've got to have shock resistance, and I have that in the Braze X. That one was a pretty bite. Come here, Sir Lancelot. Nice bass right here. He's way bigger than I thought he was gonna be. That's way bigger. Look at that one come by you right there. He's got the whole set of hooks in him. That was their typical big fish bite. Just came up and got him. Nice bass. You're not having a good morning, are you, bud? Got him. Got him, got him, got him. Hey, Buzzbaits, overcast. Look how big and fat that dude is. Join us next time on another episode of Mark Menendez Bass TV. We'll teach you a few tricks about catching some good old big fish like this one. Whew, get ready to crash into the bank.
Mark Menendez Bass TV is brought to you by Skeeter Boats, Seaguar, Lose, feel the difference, Strike King Lure Company, Motorguide, never stop. Closed captioning provided by Die Safe.